Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening everyone. Today in this occasion I'm Sylvia Lorenza. As a student of English language education will present my research about YouTube in English teaching, highlighting the Indonesian students' perspective of using YouTube in learning activities. Online learning that becoming more familiar and popular since COVID-19 spread in many countries around the world. Especially before this outbreak happened, Indonesian government already regulated about online learning, and since Indonesia affected by this pandemic, the government implemented online learning through the Minister of Education and Culture, a state at Mojo and Nugroho. We know and we realize that the online learning has some benefit and challenges. Since humans are also the social creatures, they need anyone else to interaction and to fulfill their needs. Social media is the best and the option. They also correlated with education itself. Why? Because in the social media we can get the information, we can share the information and even practice our skill in social medias. It's all highlighting about getting and sharing. We also familiar with these tools. Yes, YouTube as the title of this research. Why? Because YouTube as the top of the application or the website that can facilitating and the most popular tools, because we can share, we can get the information or the videos from anyone in this world without limitation. Is also stated by the Ogirama about among the top tools YouTube become the best perspective in English education, since it has become a very important instructional tools in nowadays classroom that we can learn by the native speaker from the British, we can learn from the native speaker from the United States, and it's no limitation. Even we watch the videos now in these times, that there is no difference. We can learn anytime and anywhere with these tools, and that's also have the strong correlation. With the student in nowadays that familiar or with this digital media information can get by our phone. That I already state about the YouTube give us flexibility, not to mention about the fun videos. The YouTube is full of video supported to animation, and also the macro practice for student. We familiar with the shadowing style, right, for learning. Okay, so that's about the online learning and good correlation from YouTube. So what's now the problem is we also familiar with teacher. They just share the link videos for the student to watch, but why not the teachers make the video or to create the custom videos for their student? This study wants to reveal what is the impact of the custom videos itself that made by the lecturer or the teachers to their student, especially when the teachers want to use their own videos for teaching and learning in the class. Should consider some things such as from the duration and the quality of the video. Why? Because when the video is have a long duration, isn't we will be bored to watch? And the quality is, if the bad quality, not to mention the blur or not attractive, we won't get bored too, right? This also state as Sylvia Simanjuntak that found that YouTube is attractive, effective, relevant to course content and motivating for English learner. Attractive mean that we can got the learning in fun ways. We can choose what the videos is fun and we can exciting for watching it. For the effective is we can watch again and again until we grasp the whole information we need or we want to understand. The relevant is for about when the teacher is make their own videos, it's relevant to the materials, it correlate one by one, and the content itself is clear. They can restate again the videos or the content at the class, and motivating for English learner. Why it's motivating? Because they have all the things, the accessibility, the accessibility, the affordable. They just can learn anytime and anywhere. Why they don't just learn at the time with the all easier things this universe gives to them. So the problem statement in this research is about to answering the question, two questions about the student perception of YouTube videos in syntax learning. Since syntax learning is the part of the hardest lesson in English language education, and the student views on YouTube learning from the perspective of attractiveness, the effectiveness, the relevance, and the motivation. The objective of this study is to examine perception of lecture-produced videos in syntax learning both online and offline. The method of this research is use survey to draw the opinion, the behavior, the attitude, or the characteristic of the population, as stated by Creswell. This exploring about the experience, about the opinions the participant have. Also use the quantitative analysis or specifically using quantitative descriptive analysis. The questionnaire itself have two parts, from the demographic information and the perception itself, that have 20 sets of questions to asking them about their perception. Object the study is about the 17 students for 4th semester from English education at University at Riau. The timing data of the collection is when they at the 3rd semester, especially when they take the syntax course or lesson. And since it's just the quantitative descriptive is usually card scale, there is the range from 1, they strongly disagree, 2 disagree, 3 undecided, 4 agree, and 5 is strongly agree. And the video sources is actually on the presentation here. You can access that. Okay, so what is the I find in this research that especially the student will access YouTube for entertainment, mostly of them, that the point is so high at the 94% of them use YouTube for entertainment. Not just for entertainment, but they also use for education at the rate of 70.9%, and more specifically they learn about English lesson at the rate of 47.1%. But they use Indonesia or Bahasa Indonesia when access to YouTube at the rate of 64.7%. The data show the participant is dominated by women, and just 2 students that are male, and the age range is about 18 to 22 years old. So what's about the student perception of using YouTube in learning online and offline? That's surprisingly no difference between online and offline learning. The perception itself is also positive. We can see at this data that I collected, strongly positive, this rate at online learning at the rate of 47.5% of students have strongly positive, and for offline also at the rate of 58.82%, and at the positive at the rate of 52.94%, and for offline 41.17%. That we can conclude, in short, they have positive perception about using YouTube both offline or online. Then what about the point I mentioned about the attractiveness, about the effectiveness, about the relevancy, and about the motivation? This research found that the attractiveness of using YouTube at the point of 4.27%, and for the offline is 6% of the accumulation. Why it's attractive? Because it's convenient, it's affordable, and it's accessible. We need to consider about the economic environment, that not all of them has the some sources, that not to mention buying textbook when they can access from the internet and YouTube. It's more affordable, right? And easy to access, of course. What about the point of effectiveness? This research found that the effectiveness at the rate of 4%. What does this mean? This means YouTube can enrich the knowledge of the learners. Yeah, because we can watch and we can have the sources from the expert from anywhere in this world. Then what about the relevance point at this research found? This found that relevance at the 4% point. This means the comprehension on the lesson to the content of the video are easy to understand. Yeah, because when we watch the videos from our lecture, that custom videos, of course we can easily to understand because we have the connection. We need the lecture itself mostly know about their student, how they have the ability to understand the content. The lecturer already know how to deliver the content to make the student can easily understand. Then what is the motivation itself? At the point 4%, also at the 4%, that means YouTube can motivate students in online learning. It may stimulate students to be autonomous learners. We know when something make us interesting, it make autonomously or automatically want to learning because we can and find it fun and just slowly gaining our motivation to at higher level. So in general, students have a very positive perception of using YouTube videos in learning. For the point before, the attractiveness, the effectiveness, the relevance, and the motivation itself. And this YouTube consider engaging, accessible, affordable, and effective for both online and offline learning. It also increases student learning motivation. So this recommendation after my research, I hope the next research can reveal YouTube is not just all about supplementary tools or just about the sharing the materials, but also a platform for students to upload their projects. And the next research can find the effectiveness of using YouTube in learning. I think that's enough from my presentation about my research. Then I hope this YouTube can maximize our learning and can get outweighing the negative impact or the challenges we have to face in the future. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.